What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Air Checker. Today we're going to be going over the compression kit by Lonex. It's the Lonex compression kit. It comes with all four of these items. It's going to be a air nozzle, cylinder head, piston head, and cylinder itself. You can get all this for about 45 bucks. I picked it up at evic.com. Let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the air nozzle. This is about 19.5 millimeters in length. It has a single O-ring on the inside, if you can see that right there. Then we'll move on to the cylinder. It's going to be a double O-ring cylinder. It actually has a nice rubber ring on the front right here to help absorb a lot of the impact from when the piston's getting pushed forward. The piston itself, it's polycarbonate and it has the vent holes, but it also has the metal inside right here that the mounting screw screws into. So rather than like it screwing into the polycarbonate, it screws into an actual metal piece. The O-ring is a pretty decent O-ring. It's not too small. It's also not too big, so you don't get unnecessary drag. And of course, it has a bearing mounting spacer right here. Then finally, the cylinder itself. It's a 3/4 port cylinder. It has this like ribbed outside finish to it. Makes it nice and rugged, durable. The one thing that is kind of like a gripe to me is once you get your piston head all lubed up and you put it in there, it has this like brown cosmoline finish inside of it, which I guess is good for preserving the metal when it's sitting in a package for a while. But you definitely want to clean that out when you first use it. Another small gripe that I have too is when you put the cylinder head on the cylinder, it gets past the first O-ring, but when you want to get it over the second O-ring, you're going to need to put it in a vise and like clamp it down and then just hit it, left side, right side, top, bottom until it's perfectly flush and it sits in your gearbox fine. Other than that, it's going to be kind of hard to do by hand. But I mean, it's not like a big downside. It's just a little extra added like work you have to do. But overall, in the end, it's like some of the best air seal that you can get. And of course, this fits over the cylinder head very smoothly. There's no unnecessary like rough, almost like it's getting binded up on something. It's pretty smooth, pretty nice. So, like I said, this kit's about 45 bucks. I'd recommend it if you're trying to do like all the compression parts at one time. You don't necessarily need to upgrade it all at the same time, but it's always a good idea to do so. For 45 bucks, not that bad of a deal. I definitely say go ahead and get it. I would recommend getting this. I use this in all my upgrades. With that being said, in the description below, I'll leave a link to where you can get this, and I'll also leave pretty detailed specs on each and every one of the parts, like measurements and that kind. So it makes it a lot easier for you to determine whether it'll fit in your gun or not.